But it started off during collage about 1.5 years ago. My mother died, and I just couldn't paint for a while, so I thought, well, I'll do some collage just so I'm doing something. I did over 600 collages, and Linda's a good friend of mine, so I was showing them to her one day, and we decided to put poetry to it with the idea of publishing a book someday with the collage and poetry. And then we came up with this show idea, and that's how it happened. When I do collage, it's bye.
Thank you.
It's kind of safe and thank you. I'm sorry, everybody's leaving. It felt safe at first, and then I started coming up with images that were totally unlike images that I would ever paint. And I remember Jack Wise once said, when an artist is stuck, or those aren't his words, but it was something like that, stop what you're doing and make a collage. And what that does is it sends you into a different direction. You can move things around and see how a different composition would look. And whereas when you paint, you tend to paint similar compositions all the time. With collage, you can experiment more. And now I'm going to be doing paintings from some of the collages that I did. And let's see where that goes, because I'm ready to paint again.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Well, I heard that you had a different style before, or you work in different styles?
I work in so many different styles. My last show was inspired by several trips to New Orleans, and I did voodoo dolls, and I painted voodoo dolls. They were semi-abstract paintings, and I also made soft sculpture 8-foot tall voodoo dolls.
Oh, wow.
And they're still mostly, the ones that I didn't sell are in my guest room right now. No wonder nobody wants to come and stay with me.
They are afraid, probably.
Yeah, they're pretty scary looking to people who are uninitiated into the ways of voodoo. Voodoo, of course, is about healing. It's not about cursing. So,
yeah.
Anyway, that I'm not into voodoo as a practitioner, but the images just blow me away, and I have to say I'm still doing some voodoo images now, and that has led to. When I was doing the collage, I wasn't ready to let go of the voodoo images, so I woke up at 3 in the morning one morning and went, ceiling fans! And I got up and got on Victoria.shows and I bought a whole bunch of ceiling fans. And I took them apart and I painted them, just the blades, and then I started doing the collages on them, the voodoo doll collages. And that's led to other images now. So now I have these ceiling fan blades that are all collaged, and I've poured epoxy resin over them so they look really glassy. And that's probably going to be my next show, which takes a while to book. So, but they're very different. They look like little wall jewels because they're so colorful and bright and whimsical and scary. And
So a question, do you work in different mediums, like do you pastels or oils?
I do acrylic painting. I do soft sculpture. I'm a theater designer. I've done a lot of costume work, a little bit of set work, and I'm doing encaustic paintings now, which is something I just started learning how to do that a couple of years ago, and I haven't really done them, but I'm going to be doing a lot more encaustic because it's so much fun. It's so experimental. And I do a lot of printmaking. That was my main thing for many, many years, all kinds of printmaking.
So your educational background in art is printmaking, or?
I did study printmaking at art school. I studied photography at art school, and I could have gone to art school forever. I could have gone forever to art school. I mean, you can't get enough. I just loved it, but eventually I had to get real.
And my last question is, so for the show, where I see the show, all the pieces have a poem. So do you think art, like visual arts and written art, like poems, are interconnected? You think that go together?
Yeah, I think all creative people have a stream of consciousness that runs through us, and I think everybody's creative. You just have to, find what medium or what your way of expression. But once you find that and you talk to another person who's found it and another person, it just spirals from there. I worked last year on a project. We never did bring it to completion, but it was with Linda Reno, the dancer, Linda Rogers, the poet, and Bija Belina, the singer, and myself, a visual artist. And we were working on writing a play. And the problem is that we got together and we were all so hyped up about it. We all have our different way of seeing it. I was seeing it visually. Linda Reno saw everything in motion. Linda Rogers could speak it all. And Bija would start to sing and drum. And our meetings should have been documented, because even though we didn't bring the project to fruition, the meetings themselves were amazing. It was just too much. And there's a definite common thread between all creative people.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope you can find something in there, because I'm rambling.
No, it's okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.